Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast with me, Matt. We have review 3 here on Forest Railroad, which is pretty apt. It's a forest and there's a railroad. Let's go through the players. It's a Western Front battle today. We have Lux Untercommander as the United States without a commander choice yet. We have Ralph Roberts without a commander choice yet, also the US. And finally, rounding off the US, we also have Rec XX as Ranger Company. Represent the Germans. We have no Gravity TR as the Wehrmacht without a commander choice yet. You have Charlie Echo 1 as the Waffen-SS without a commander choice yet. And we have Rachel going straight to the gate with like the Division for the Wehrmacht. I have never seen this map before, and this is the first time I'm looking at it, so this should be fascinating to see. Like, we have a field down here with some light cover areas, some hay areas to take some heavy cover behind. We have a field point up here near the railroad that goes straight through the forest with some rubble blocking the train that can serve as cover. The train itself can also... Actually, that's just a side blocker. The train carts can serve as cover. Then we have a small town up here. Actually, a fairly sizable town. That could be fascinating. But not a lot of defined cover areas, it looks like. Anyway, the Germans have already made it up here to cover the fuel on the southern... Not the fuel. Just the point here in the southern flank, which I think is going to be a problem for the Americans. We also have a command choice. I think that is stuff. Yes, that is indeed stuff. Let us see how the Germans take care of that. We also have double demo teams going out here for the Americans. Let's not go... Beanie grenade? Didn't do much. Not good for the American Rangers. They have to get out of there. On the northern flank, we have some engagements going on here. Wagner arriving here for the Germans as well. Like I said, the center here getting some long-range shot against the Waffen-SS in the forest. I'd like to see how this turns out for the Allies, because... Or the Germans, I guess, because this is a map I have no idea how the setup is going to work. It looks like the Americans are doing pretty decently. Great assault coming in, though. Only one grenade thrown. And that did not really do a lot to the Americans. They might be able to win this engagement now with all the riflemen arriving. They just start hitting, that is. Americans holding the fuel up here. There's a cool wagon with the MG42 though, thanks to the Light Division. Because they also relying a lot on Volksgrenadiers for this engagement. Americans thrusting through the forest here. Looks like we have Mechanized for the Waffen-SS. Which means like this Mechanized and stuff. It's not going to give them a lot of heavy armor late game, but it's still going to be sufficient. We could flank there from the Grenadier. Very nice to see. Looks like they got a very effective rifle grenade off. Small mine being laid here. Someone is not very happy. Yeah, why are people being rude? But okay, I have no idea what he's talking about, but okay. Then what's wrong with double teaming? It's good. You need to support your allies if you can. That's always a valuable strategy in a game like this. Like, just heavy cover and have fallback positions or support weapons to cover your flank. Well, it looks like we have a lot of troops coming in here on the flank here for the Germans, though. And Panzer Grenadiers arriving by truck. And losing a front should have consequences, indeed. That's kind of one of the points of how Company of Heroes plays. Now the Germans going to push up here with some more support. Yeah, Stanley Thompson's being handed out to the Ranger demo teams. Obviously, they are only 3-man teams, but they are pretty good. They are Rangers and they are ace. I think there might be a dead Volksgrenadier. Yeah, being mowed down, but there's the machine gun inside the windmill. Now we have the Storm Grenadier here. Smoke grenade. Oh, okay. That machine gun is not gonna get away though. It might. Oh, it will get away. Americans set up behind cover. There we go. We have someone pushing up for a pineapple. And the north of the American front has also fallen by looks of it. I like the Division is pushing up pretty hard thanks to its Opel Blitz. Machine guns being set up here by the Americans. There's not a lot of good looking cover around, mostly just light cover and some... That rocks doesn't actually count as cover, ooh. More Americans rush to the front. Still no commander choice from Ralph Roberts. Here comes some SS Grenadier from Mechanized, a cheaper variant of the Grenadiers you can get. Help supplement your front line. Well, the Germans are looking to keep the Americans pinned in here, using the captured vertical. Oblitz serving as a mobile reinforced platform, basically. Jeep arriving here. Not sure how much the Panzer Grenadiers can do in this situation, but if they can just kill the gunner, they should be fine. But there's no cover at the moment. Ooh, and the Kulwagen gets taken out by the vertical. Panzer Grenadiers have to run. Still no command choice from Ralph Roberts. They probably need to pick a commander at some point. Rangers are trying to find a way to get around, but it's not really working out for them. Now we have some pioneers working alongside the Grenadier here from the Mthis. There's a vertical here from the United States. But they're not able to be suppressed that easily thanks to the heavy cover. So far the Allies seem to be in the back foot. We also have Ranger coming up here. A double Ranger so far for the United States. Very elite weapon choices, or army choices, I imagine. Panzer Grenadiers taking out more of the Americans there thanks to the captured vertical. The Allied vertical is also keeping the... Oh, that is a vertical, yeah, my bad. Half-track around with some Rangers here. Or being equipped with double BAR. And that's a very potent weapon to give the Rangers. Another command chest here. There's a medic station, mortar arriving. One has arrived for the Germans though. Couple mortars actually. And we're also seeing an MG34 equipped on the Grenadier. And that's an MG42. I think the Germans have basically this whole area covered. Americans are not going to have it easy. Half-track is trying to push in though. The double BAR is definitely working out. .50 caliber on top is also helping a lot. And these Volksgrenadiers only have Panzerfaust, so they have to get very close. These Rangers are actually going to be in a very good spot. They just need to tag down that over Blitz. Oh, we do have some Pioneers trying to flank here. Using the Panzerbüchse. But that might not be a good spot for the Pioneers to be in. Oh, yeah, Pioneers might go down. Yeah, Pioneers down. So I think these Rangers can soon jump out once this half-track gets repaired. Panzerbüchse is on the Panzer Grenadiers though, so that'll work. Proud more arriving on this flank. MG34 100 rounds on the Storm Grenadiers, but they're falling back. You need to upgrade them if you're playing as Mechanized. Really good upgrade, by the way. 100 rounds on an MG34 is pretty handy. Might be a bad spot for those Storm Grenadiers. Looks like the quad has to reload. There we go. They'll start tearing through them. Yeah, one Storm Grenadier down there. And these Panzer Grenadiers will be able to keep this area secured. Oh, Blitz goes down to something. Second half-track with more Rangers. This could be a very potent force. Getting on with double BARs as well. Looks like they're going to try and overrun this position. With all the firepower they can. Which might work out if they can just get all the firepower done. The double BARs and the .50 caliber is just too much. Putting through the Germans, yeah, that's just so much firepower in the package there. Well, Blitz trying to rush to the front though, and we have some other Panzer Grenadiers. The other flank, we have the crowd mode doing a good job, and these, I don't think these Mechanized Grenadiers actually have a lot of AT equipment on them. We do have some Grenadiers there, but they don't have a Panzerfaust. They are getting one though. But they got mowed down. Ranger recon team arriving at this flank. Have a commander choice yet? No commander choice yet from Ralph Roberts. The Panzerbüchse are here to try and take it out. Panzer F1 is arriving soon though. There we go, crowd mower down. The Americans at this flank do have a very good potential to push up, because the Germans don't have a lot of their gear. Not to deal with these half-tracks. Like the BARs, double BARs in the half-track with the 50 caliber, it's a very good combination against infantry. You should not underestimate BARs, especially in the hands of Rangers. And the 50 caliber on top is just a very potent weapon. He's used to a Panzerfaust though. That might not work out for them. Oh, that one did. They're probably still gonna die. No, looks like he might get out of there. But the Allies have made a comeback here. And looks like Ralph Roberts has gone for Mechanized, the US Mechanized on the fields.
Stand by! Orders!
Ranger camp going up here, getting a mortar on the fields. The Germans still hold this farm area pretty well. The Americans are now able to secure the town. Even more Rangers have called in with a half-track, and even more double BARs, I guess. They like the BARs up here, and I don't blame them. Double BARs are a very potent thing on a squad. They could also have gone for a slow-fire BAR and then another weapon. Slow-fire BAR is actually not bad at all either. The Rangers are making a push here though. Blowing a frangible grenade. They do have a machine gun behind it, and the F1 has arrived. Not looking too good for the US Rangers. At least on that flank. Mechanized forces getting up machine guns to cover the forest for the United States. And the F1 is making its move. Trying to drive forwards. And the Rangers in this flank don't have a lot of AT options. The F1 should be free to just wreck through the American lines. 50-42 on the top here. Quickly cutting through the mortar. And force the Americans on this flank to completely just collapse and run. They do have a bazooka team coming in here. But that's not going to be an easy thing for them to take care of. Trying to take aim, but they're being suppressed. Doesn't penetrate.
We're losing a capture point.
Yeah, that's not good for that flank at all.
We lost an infantry unit. They got wiped out.
Rangers in this flank is still threatening the German northern flank though. But the Panzer IV G has arrived. But here's the G. And the G can be armed with high explosives. So that means they can actually tear through the elite American infantry positions pretty fast if we just switch to it. It looks like so far it's just keeping an AP, which is probably not the best idea in this kind of situation. MD-34 force equipped on the Panzer Grenadier. Americans have to pull back here briefly. Centers being targeted by German artillery. We do have a bazooka. That's what we call this rifle actually. But they do have a bazooka ability that can be used like a Panzerfaust. Recoil this rifle doesn't hit. So the Germans are now moving to take this field again. Mortar shells are landing to try and stop them. There's a lot of Americans here behind the fighting position to help. You do see an A3 Sherman being prepared. And there's no Americans here to stop them. You have some Americans coming in on the flank here. BARs and the 30 cal calling them down. Rangers with Thompsons coming on the flank here, but there's the machine gun. And there's also the F1. Double 222 has also been prepared for this, probably to try and flush out the Rangers once and for all. On the northern flank, the Panzer IV G is still pushing up. Still not being equipped with high explosives though. Yes, no Sherman yet for the northern flank for the United States. Yeah, I think Sherman's coming in from the other flanks though. Just need to arrive. A2 gonna arrive on the southern flank and A3 for the central flank. More Panzer IV Gs are being prepared. Incendiary grenades should probably take on our building. They just need to wait. And it's on fire. They don't have to worry about it anymore.
One of our fighting positions is sustaining
Rangers are setting up a defensive position here. They do need some AT equipment. Now, I think one bazooka team is not going to do it. Bazookas are just not good enough for this kind of deal.
New unit ready and on the field.
Recon team arriving for the United States. H.S. Sherman is going to try and take a fight here, but it looks like the 2-2s know what's happening and are pulling back. They know they cannot fight a Sherman. They'll probably intend to just fight infantry. German MG42 relocating after that engagement. Out in the open here, the Panzer IV could just mow down all the Rangers. If just switched to high explosive shells. Ooh, bazooka missed. I think this Panzer IV... Yeah, now it's with high explosives. And now I think Rachel realizes the potency of the Panzer IV as an anti-infantry weapon. Like that. Very potent. And the Americans at this north flank is just lacking AAT. This position is not going to last for long. Meanwhile, we have an A3 pushing in the center alongside the lieutenant. A3 is definitely a good choice. But there's a pack. No penetration. Germany needs to take out the pack, I think. Putting high explosive on the pack. Being penetrated. Almost cleaned the crew on the pack in one shot there with a high explosive shell. But A3 has to pull back. Ooh, and it's taken out by the pack though. Well, the Panzer IV Gs are ready to push up here. The Americans don't have anything to stop them. They just need to decide to push in, but they don't know there's no AT. Telemine's being prepared in the rear here. Good to see. Yeah, the United States is not looking too hot. There's 11 A2 down here. Another Panzer IV being prepared by the Leichte. Probably one of the more potent things for playing like this, the fact you do get a Panzer IV that can just deal with infantry efficiently. You can be very aggressive with them. The United States are not looking too hard. Rangers are trying to support here against the bunker. Took it out though, thanks to all the machine guns.
One of our forward structures has been destroyed.
So the A2 ship is going to make a move. On the north flank, the Panzer IV Gs are moving up too. It's going to take out the T for a good measure, I guess. Fire continues here. German is not facing a lot of AT at the moment. There's one pack back there. He also has some German military police that can who are observing the front line. The Americans can take down the MG42, they could push up more efficiently, but currently there's two machine guns covering all the angles. And there's the double 2-2 to provide anti-infantry supports. Pack could move up, but doesn't look like it is at the moment. One machine gun basically taken down by that high explosive. Pack is finally moving up. And so F1 is going to make a go for it. Oh, the show is turning around. That's not good. Smoke popped by the United States Sherman. No penetration there. Oh! So the F1 could have won that engagement, but it's pulling back. Gonna have to pull back for repairs. Germans are gearing up to just overrun the northern American flank. Yeah, seeing an A2 Sherman being prepared. Pretty kill on the Ranger recon team. Lots of Panzer IV still here. Oh, mine. Probably a mine there. I didn't realize that. Very nice to see. Range gun set up here. Looks like it's targeting this bunker. Little pillbox. There's also a mortar half-track to try and do some counter-barraging. Artillery going in. Holding in by what? That's rapid response artillery. Which is very scattered, as you can see.
Half-track is now available for operations.
Panzer Force J is going to move up here. The J has no anti-high explosive shell though. It only has a heat shell. Calliope being prepared by United States. F1 down. 3 inches has been cleared. Artillery going in around the windmill. Doesn't look like it did too much. We have a Sherman arriving here on the northern flank. Double Sherman, actually. Perhaps that will help deal with the Panzer IVGs. It's going to force the Panzer IVGs to not be in high explosive, at least. Because they have to be adaptable to fighting the Shermans. The infantry should have it a little bit easier. The Calliope is moving around, though. This thing could be very potent in turning a battle if it's used correctly. Rangers doing a very risky move down here by the farm. The 222s are just really good at keeping the Rangers at bay. That windmill is providing such a good vantage point for the German machine gun. We also have a baby tiger arriving here. Panzer IIJ, I think? Yeah, Panzer IIJ. Baby tiger. We have a tank fighter going on up here. Panzer IVGs are trying to make a fight here for the Germans. And the Calliope is aiming at the area around the farm and the windmill. Killing a lot of the defenses here, it looks like. A2's ready to move. Windmill will soon collapse at this point. High explosive being loaded into the windmill. They do a lot, but do some damage to it. Have to evacuate the windmill because it's about to collapse. Baby Tiger's trying to make a go for it. The windmill has collapsed. Trying to load a shape charged. But they got killed before they could get it off. It looks like the Sherman here is not going to have anything that can really threaten it. Because I don't think the guns here will be enough to deal with the Sherman. Even from the rear. They do have the Panzer II here. The Baby Tiger, which has very high frontal armor for a light tank. The Sherman's going to have a hard time breaking through that. And well, the Panzer IVGs are still threatening up here, but the Americans have the Shermans they need. One Baby Tiger almost down. One down. They even tried to get shoot in the rear. They even used the armor piercing shells. But the Sherman doesn't care. The 50 caliber on top is just tearing through the 222s because they have no rat panzer on. Yeah, the Panzer IIJ is not going to be able to deal with the Sherman like this. Do an Ostwind here, which is not going to do much either. You have a pack though. Good shot from the pack. You also have a Panzer IVJ arriving. Smoke pop by the Sherman. It's pulling back. Several Calliopes are being prepared by the United States. Gay is going in for a kill. Good job with the smokes though, but the J just went for it, there was no support. Apart from that, very good idea with the smoke. Good to see utilized. Panzer IV Js are prepared to push in. The Rangers have what they need. Well, they're using high explosives, which it might be the chances Sherman has to pull up, but there's a pack. They also have the 3-inch back there. Ooh, smoke shells. Very nice. That's gonna help obscure them. Looks like the Gs are surviving the shots so far. Which is probably good news for the Germans. We do have a jumbo arriving. Driver injured on one. Turret jammed, and it's gone, One Ranger has lost its cover, probably has to pull back. Other Sherman could probably push up to help provide some support fire. More smoke shells, nice to see. Oh, Blitz to try and repair alongside some Panzergrenadiers. When the jumbo arrives, it's going to be very hard for the Germans to fight against. Well, good penetration there from the Shermans. The Shermans do, I think, have superior armor to the Gs. They do not actually, my bad. They're still doing pretty well against them, but now the packs are starting to shoot in. Quite a big tank battle up there, actually. Just lots of medium tanks. We do have a pan for being prepared though by the Leichter. But we do have a jumbo running for the United States, and this one has the armor that's gonna make the Germans have a hard time. We also have Calliope preparing down here, and a jumbo arriving on the southern flank. Their military police guy tried to take the point, but got shut down. Jumbo will probably need some infantry support. You generally don't want to move out a jumbo without infantry. Tukusafus here. Aiming around here. Oh yeah, that's devastating, but that's not a killer unit. Calliope gets the Tukusafus though. I might even get the Panzer IV J if another rocket hits it. Oh, almost! And now the jumbo is fighting against two Stuks. One penetration there. The jumbo has to be cautious. Long-range fight against Stuks is not the easiest. And we have another tank fight here. Jumbo has to work very hard. 1G down. Penetration from the pack on the jumbo. But looks like all of the Panzer IV Gs are down. They just need to take out that AT gun now. Yeah, switch to high explosives. Oh, because he has Thunder Run now. It means he can deal with the German fortifications so easily. This ability. Costs 240 munitions, allows all your basic Germans, the A2s and A3s, to just be loaded with high explosive shells. Really damn potent. Calliope firing again. Oh, aiming for the Stuks. Ooh, and taking one of them out. Will it take out the other? Looks like it will. We do have double howitzers being prepared by the Germans to try and deal with the American artillery in form of the Calliopes. We also have an M10 arriving here alongside the old Reliables. One of the call-ins available to Mechanized. Arriving with an EC8 as well. Well, that's probably just when they recruit separately, what I imagine. Looks like the Rangers are trying to push up here very aggressively, but they are dealing with an Ostwind, which is very good against infantry, but it's actually meant to be an anti-air unit. But yeah, one bazooka is all it takes. A2 is pushing up here against the German infantry. And without a pack, they're being easy targets, but there has been prepared lots of teller mines here by the German. It's good to see. Here comes the Panther though. Should know this is a Panther A, the weakest version of the Panther. That's the one Leichter gets access to. But it's still the same gun. It's just the armor and mobility that's weak, as you can see. Well, that's it, still the same gun. So it will be able to fight against most allied vehicles. But the jumper has a decent shot here at this range. It just needs to penetrate. Teller mine though. Ooh, they got the Panther. Has to pull back for repairs. This sure might be hit. That drove into a telemine. This jumbo needs repairs immediately. Yeah, well, the jumbo's pushing down here alongside the rest of the Americans. Those two United States might have made a breakthrough. The Germans have lost most of their equipment on this side. And the American counterattack is just pressing through here thanks to their Shermans. The northern flank is now slowly being secured as well. SS Panzer Command might go down here to this jumbo. You have a Panzerjäger squad, but I don't think they'll do much. They get detected. Oh no, they're trying. Good shell. Oh well, rocket. I'll force the jumbo to fall back. Tank Hunter's forced to run there. SS Panzer Command is down though. And the Staff Division is getting a Panzer 4H. Probably the best option they have at this point. Got some MG34 coming down here. Northern flank, we looks like they have a Sherman going into the town. Panzer Grenadiers have to run for it, but they got mowed down. We also have Volksgrenadiers with a stolen slow-fire BAR outside the church, but that's not going to last long with the Sherman. Unless you Sherman with high explosive shells. The Germans are suffering heavy loss. They also have a Stuk F8 here. Try and help deal with the Shermans. Let's see if the Volksgrenadier gets out of there. It's like you will. Looking into the German positions here. Panzer 4H has to pull back. One jumbo goes down. Probably from the stage there? Good job if so. Oh no, but that was probably an EC8 actually. So hard to differentiate them when they don't have unique models. Not that I think I would be able to tell the difference between a jumbo and an EC8 that easily at a glance. Ooh, Rangers are going to overrun this position down here with a flank. Throwing a satchel charge inside the building. Forcing that building to set aflame. They're getting into range of the German base defenses though. And we have the Shermans on the northern flank trying to push up as well. Jumbo takes out the Stuk. And we have a Panzer 4GA trying to push up in the center. But I think the Americans might have this covered at this point. Yeah, they are trying to set up a 15cm howitzer though. Which is a very potent howitzer, not gonna lie. So we've been calling on the forward HQ, however. And 3 inches getting some good shots in on the J. Maybe they'll have another G up here. Lost his driver. And the jumbo just have so high rate of fire, I don't think this thing will get out of here. It's deflecting a lot of shots though. There he goes. And double jumbo here for the other ranger. That's a lot of firepower to have to deal with. And a lot of armor. Lots of re-echelon. What's with all the re-echelon? I guess to provide repairs? There's definitely something, I guess. 50 centimeters firing. Ooh, long, very close range fire actually. To try and take out some of the American forces. Jay's pushing up here. All reliables have recruited the pack. Using the half-track to replenish from. But the jumbos are pushing up. They lost one jumbo though, probably they're stuck. And with the Americans also preparing to push in the northern flank. The Germans have mines. I don't see a lot of mines here. Oh, at this point looks like the Germans pull back. I guess it makes sense at this point. Good comeback from the Allies. They looked very bleak at some point, but they turned around thanks to the tenacity of the Shermans. I hope you all enjoyed this battle, and I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Bye-bye!